Hello everyone and welcome back to Financial Roll Call. Today I'm going to talk about the wheel strategy and options trading for you beginners out there. This is going to be very basic and will provide an understanding of how to get started selling options. I'm going to explain cash secured puts, covered calls, and the wheel strategy for when you combine them. So let's get started. Today's discussion will be about selling options and explaining the wheel strategy. I'm going to start with cash secured puts. What is a cash secured put? A cash secured put is an agreement where you get paid a premium in exchange for promising to buy 100 shares of stock at a specific price called the strike price. A cash secured put means that in your brokerage account, you have enough cash set aside to purchase 100 shares of stock if you're assigned. So let's say you want to sell a cash secured put on ABC stock. The stock is currently trading at $40. You decide that you want to purchase the stock at $38. You would need $3,800 in your account to cover the cost of 100 shares of ABC stock. Why 100 shares? Because one contract is for 100 shares. You can sell multiple contracts in 100 share lots if you like, but 100 shares is what one contract will cover. So you will need some startup capital in your account if you're going to start selling a cash secured put. All right, you decide on the $38, which is called the strike price. The strike price is the term used for the agreed upon price for the contract. The next thing is you need to decide on an expiration for the contract. You can choose 1 week, 1 month, or more if you like. I found a lot of people choose around 1 month time frame, but there are different options and strategies for choosing different expirations. So now you sell one contract for a cash secured put option with a strike of $38 and a 1 month expiration. We will say July 17 is the expiration. If you look at the screen, you will see an amount next to the $38 put option. That amount is called a premium. The premium is the amount you get paid for selling this one contract. In this case, the premium is $3.30 per share. So you would receive $330 in your brokerage account, and you get to keep that regardless of what happens. If you look at the top of the screen, you just need to make sure that you are selling the put, not purchasing it in this particular scenario. So you sell the cash secure put. Now what? Well, the $3,800 in your brokerage account will be locked, so you cannot use it while the contract is in effect, because you may need to use that if the strike price drops to $38. From the day you sell the put until the expiration, you keep an eye on the price of the stock. If the stock is trading at or below your strike price at expiration, you'll usually be assigned and purchase the 100 shares for $38 each. If the price of the stock does not drop to $38 or below, the contract expires and you still keep the premium and have the $3,800 to sell another cash secured put if you like. Now the downside to this is that if the price plummets to say $30 per share, you are still obligated by contract to buy the shares at $38. So now you have 100 shares you bought at $38 that are currently worth $30. So there could be some risk involved. I would suggest you only sell puts on stocks you actually want to hold and that are solid companies. So that is a cash secured put. Pick a stock, pick a strike price, pick an expiration, sell the put, make sure you have the money in your brokerage account to set aside, collect your premium, and wait. If the stock gets down to your strike, you have a premium, and now you have 100 shares, hopefully in a company you actually wanted to own. And if the strike doesn't get met, you still have your money and the premium. So now, what is a covered call? Selling a covered call is similar to selling a put. Say you sold a put for ABC stock and it met the strike price, so now you have 100 shares. You can turn those 100 shares into a contract to sell a covered call. When selling a covered call, you have 100 shares of a stock and you set a strike price that you're willing to sell those shares at. So for example, say ABC stock is currently at $40. You would like to sell it at $42. You can sell a covered call with a strike price of $42, set an expiration date, and collect a premium. Looking at the screen, make sure you are selling the call, not buying in this situation. You can see a $42 covered call would have a premium of $2.55 per share. You receive $255 in premium for giving someone else the right to buy your 100 shares at $42 before expiration. If the stock is at or above $42 at expiration, your shares will usually be called away and sold for $42 per share, and you get your money for the sale of the shares plus your premium. If the price doesn't get to $42, you keep your shares and the premium. The downside to this is that if the price skyrockets up to, say, $50 per share, you are obligated to sell at the $42 strike price, so you can miss out on a big gain. Let's say the shares ended up being sold and you got your money. Now you can use that money to sell another cash-secured put. This is called the wheel strategy. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a wheel. You keep repeating the same cycle. Sell a cash-secured put. If you get your shares, sell a covered call. If the shares get sold, sell another put. You can keep going in circles, collecting premiums, and hopefully making a profit on the sale of your shares. Each premium you collect effectively lowers your net cost basis in the position. But in a nutshell, this is called the wheel strategy, and many people use that strategy to make income and premiums every month. I would be remiss if I didn't speak about the downside of this. I touched on it before, but say you purchased 100 shares with a cash-secured put at $38, and the price kept falling. Now you are stuck with 100 shares and the price is down from when you bought it. Say it is stagnant for a while and you can't really sell a covered call because the strike you want to sell at, no premium is available because nobody wants to buy at that price. That's why it's important to only choose companies you want to own and feel good about the company. You might be holding your 100 shares for a bit before the price goes back up to where you can sell a covered call for profit. Likewise, say you sold a covered call for $42 and the price of the stock keeps going up. You now locked in a small profit for the sale of your stock, but you missed out on huge gains if the share price keeps rising. You could try to sell another cash-secured put if you have the money for that rising stock price, but now it's more expensive and you'll need more money in your account to do so. So these options are not without risk, but there are many people that consistently use the wheel strategy each month and make good money on premiums. You will, however, need either enough money in your account to sell the cash-secured put, or you will need at least 100 shares of a stock you already have to sell the covered call. You can start at either option to start the wheel. If you don't have the money or the shares, it may take you some time before you can start selling options. So that is a basic rundown of selling options. There's a lot more to it, but this should give you a basic understanding of it. Let me know in the comments if this helped. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research before investing or trading options.